another episode of CNETv interview session, a program where we invite innovators, stakeholders, and influencers in the blockchain, cryptocurrency, and fintech ecosystem to come air their view. So today we'll be looking at the future of Web3 and machine economy, that's Machinefi. So a lot of discussion has been going on around this particular area. So we're going to be looking, dissecting this particular topic today. Joining me to talk about this topic is Malkov, who is the Chief Marketing Officer at loteX. You are welcome, Art.
Hi all, glad to be here, and yeah, super excited to be on the channel and share some ideas and things about crypto.
Sure, and thank you for joining us. So you are joining us from New York. How is New York today?
It's cold. It's getting colder and colder every day, but it's good so far. We're getting ready for Thanksgiving, Christmas. It's a big season here, so it's great. Yeah. And, how about yourself? How are things in here? How are things in Africa?
Yeah, it's warm over here. It's warm over here in Lagos State, Nigeria. How I wish we could share some weather.
In the middle, somewhere in the middle. That's right.
Yes,
that's right.
Yeah. So we're talking about the future of Web3 and machine economy, what we know as Machinefi. There has been a lot of attention in this area very recently. So that's what we'll be looking at. But before we go straight to that particular topic, I would like to get a brief about yourself and your background.
Sure. Yeah, so I've been in digital marketing for many, many years. I came from traditional digital marketing, digital agency, and then back in the early days of blockchain, not crypto been around, but blockchain around 2016. I started really getting interested in that, and I had an opportunity to join Blockchain Driven. It's a blockchain agency company, and that was kind of takeoff. And at that time, crypto was still a very small pro subject, and it started to grow really rapidly. But very quickly, I realized personally that the blockchain and crypto is the future, especially the blockchain behind it, the technology, why we're building it, what does it mean, and that's why for me it has been a journey. I've been with Blockchain Driven, then I have been with Poly Market, which is big information platform where you can trade information news, and also blockchain built on Ethereum. And now I'm with loteX. And quick overview of loteX. It's here to power different machine economies. So we call it Machinefi. Yeah.
Interesting. What a nice background you have there in the blockchain and crypto space. So, we are talking about this interesting topic, the future of Web3 and machine economy. loteX launched that's Machinefi. Before, let's look at it. How are the community reacting to this invention, to this launch? How are they reacting?
Mm-hmm.
How do you see it, and how has the response been?
So I think it was needed thing. So basically, Machinefi, and for anybody who is curious, it's a concept that your machines can work for you. It's an autonomous concept, and that it's a machine and DeFi, like finance, can be combined together. And you can actually learn more about it at machinefi.com. So if you just Google it or go there, it's been very welcome by, I would say, across different stratas. Even yesterday, Vodafone, one of the largest European companies with 93,000 employees, with 45 billion euro a year, has tweeted about it and as a hashtag Machinefi, and they really joined it because everyone really seeing the reality, because we're going to have by 2030, according to McKinsey, we're going to have 100 million machines and smart devices, and how we're going to be able to interact with them, how do we be able to control them as they increase, how do we be able to capture the value from them personally as people and not just companies. So that's really the big vision here, is that we own our data. So you can own your machines and it can work for you, right? Everybody wants machines to work for you. Yeah.
You made mention that Machinefi is your machine is working for you, which you said everybody wants his or her machine to work for her. So How does that work? Can you just explain briefly how this works, the Machinefi?
Sure. So it goes back to the layer of trust. How do machines right now communicate with each other? How do they trust each other? And if they cannot trust each other, it cannot work. So for example, us people will have IDs, but machines also need their own IDs. But if you cannot really verify it on a blockchain that they have their ID, then it cannot work. So we at blockchain IoTeX figured out ways how to empower machines, how to give them trust, how to provide trust. And so you can really able to allow machines to communicate with each other and trust each other, right? Right now, let's say, if you have, let's say your camera and you want to have a front door lock, they have to trust each other because if somebody hacks it, that's a problem. So idea is, how do we create a non-hackable environment? Yeah.
Okay. Let's not confuse things here. Let me ask you this. Web3 and Machinefi, are they the same? If they are not the same, what's the difference between the two?
They are integrated. So Web3 is the next stage of decentralized empowerment of basically you own your own data, you own your own money. That's the idea of Web3. Web1, Web2 is more of corporations own your data, corporations own your information, and they decide what to do with it. Web3 is unlocking that value for every person. So you own your own data, you own your own money, you get to decide, you own your own machines. So Machinefi is just an extension of Web3. That's really what's the next step, is that you also get to control not just your DeFi money or your identity, but also potentially get utility from the devices that surround us versus big company getting that utility. So yeah.
Yeah, very nice discussion. And so far, I really like the way you are dissecting the questions. Right about now, we'll go for a very short break. When we return, we continue with the conversation. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm glad I caught you on my run. I'm logging enough miles that my insurance company will cut me a sweet break on my premium payments. They reward me for proof of the physical activities that promote wellness and help me avoid diseases from lifestyle choices. My smart tracker, Pebble, lets me do this without compromising my privacy. I control the data of my activities and share only what they need to make my payments more affordable. The IoTeX blockchain is what keeps my business, and that's a good thing. In the world of acute care, I'm happy and relieved that urgently needed medical supplies are being tracked by IoTeX. By securely tracking fragile medicines, they save lives and reduce costs. IoT and blockchain are a pretty powerful combo that can do good and put money in my pocket. Oh, Pebble calls, gotta go.
Talking about the future of Web3 and machine, what we call Machinefi. So today, joining me to talk about this amazing topic is Art Malkov, who is the CMO IoTeX. So it has really been a very interesting discussion so far. So let me look at this. Art. What are some of the steps IoTeX? You are into this sector. What are some of the steps IoTeX is taking to creating innovation and wealth around Web3 and machine economy? So how are you helping and aiding people to leverage this platform?
Sure. Yeah, it's. I think it's up to all companies in blockchain space to help people unlock this. At IoTeX, the way we do it is we created different devices. So we already have a UCam, which is blockchain-powered camera, which can already be bought on Amazon. It's a blockchain privacy camera, night vision, and all the things. So it won an award at CES, Consumer Electronics Show, the biggest electronic show in the world. It would end up more in 2020. Then we have Pebble, which is launching right now. If you go to iotex.com, you can learn more about it. But Pebble is basically allows us to do different things. Yeah. So to me, yeah.
Okay, you can go ahead, please.
Yeah. So to me, it's really about allowing people to see. Crypto is very hard to grasp, but with devices, it allows to capture the value. They can see, oh, camera, I can use it. And the blockchain, that's the element that before we only think about is possible, but now you can see it. With Pebble, you can walk or work out or do your own things and mine both your data, which you can give to others if you want or not, and make money on it. So there's a lot of different benefits comes in with Web3 and Machinefi in the future.
Okay, thank you. Every sector has its own risk. There are some risks associated to each particular sector. So what are some of the risks associated with Machinefi and Web3?
I mean, that's a big one. Web3, if it's a risk, if Web3 is a risk, then the whole blockchain is a risk. The whole crypto is a risk. So the bottom line is there's always risks. So think of it this way: when you don't take a risk, you also take a risk, right? So when you're not taking an opportunity or a chance, you also taking a risk of not gaining from that opportunity. So ultimately, anybody who's blockchain space right now are taking opportunity on the future, on what's possible, and ultimately, this will allow us to build the next future world. Like with internet, we didn't have to take the risk. We could just have to riding the horse and carriage for the rest of our lives, but we got the cars. With internet, we didn't need the internet because it's a risk, right? Somebody can hack your identity online. Well, we are here now where we did take it, and internet everywhere. There is phones, those things we didn't think was possible 20 years ago are now part of our life and improving our daily life. So the blockchain is also that layer. So internet is communication, and blockchain is a trust. So you combine communication and trust, and you further the technology innovation.
On today's episode of CNETv interview session, I have just one more question for you. We've been talking about Machinefi, we've been talking about Web3. How do you see the future of these two?
I think we're so early. So I think the future is just beginning. Realistically, at IoTeX, we built a live blockchain went live about 2.5 years ago, but really a lot of core parts came on live only last year or some of it this year. So now it's cross-chain. It's allowing different blockchains communicate with each other. So technology stack is still being built. I want to tell everybody we're still very early on, especially in machine economy. IoTeX is the first company that really tacking into the IoT and blockchain space before anybody else, because it's a hard technology to build. Like our founder, he was a head of Uber of cryptography. And before he was on an elite team at Google in cryptography as well. So it's very smart people that have been building for many years, even for very, very, very advanced people. It takes a long time to build. And so we're only now at the stage when you can actually use it on day-to-day basis, when the companies now can take it and apply it to millions or hundreds of millions of devices. And that's only just begun, I would say now. The machine, if you go to machinefi.com and you see that we just did a session on Friday, a whole live session that goes down deep. So you can see what the vision is and where it's going to go. But we're just getting started. So congratulations, you're all early.
That was very interesting. You must say, innovations are coming, a lot of things are coming, and we are going digital these days. Technology is making wave. So very interesting discussion really had today. So this is very interesting, and it's not something that we'll be able to dissect in one discussion. So I know we'll be able to be having you frequent to come discuss further about this interesting ecosystem. So thank you very much, at Malkov, for joining us today.
Thank you very much. And it was a pleasure to be here. And yeah, wish you everybody a great week. And also Machinefi life, hopefully. Okay. I'd say everybody can go and learn.
Okay. Thank you very much. Bye for
Thanks.
now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.